Hello, and welcome back to Entrepreneur Money Stories. Do you find yourself as a business owner asking yourself if you spend too much money? How about not enough money? Do you wonder what other people are spending to reach their goals? Well, in this episode, we are going to pull back the curtain so you can see what healthy spending looks like and why you need to spend money in order to reach your goals as a business owner. My name is Danielle Hayden, founder and CEO of Kickstart Accounting Inc. We have worked with thousands of business owners using bookkeeping as a vehicle to help business owners better manage their business and use their numbers to grow and thrive. When you leave this episode, you will know how much to spend and why, with clear action steps to put this strategy in action. Today, I'm joined with Victoria. Victoria, welcome back to the podcast.
Thanks for having me back. It's been a while.
So Victoria is our stand-in non-accountant to help us dig a little bit further. So as I get to air quote accountancy for you guys, she can help decipher the information, ask additional questions, and help you guys really get clarity on this topic. So thank you very much for being the listener's advocate.
Yeah, I'm honored to be the non-accountant.
Yes. Although we joke now that you've been here for so long that you're entering dangerous territory of understanding what we're talking about now.
Yeah, that's my secret weapon though. So I try not to let people know.
Okay. All right. Good. All right. All right. So let's talk about healthy spending and why we're even talking about this topic. So we get on client calls all the time. And the number one question that we get, or like the number one comment that we'll get from our clients, they'll say, all right, tell me where I should cut back. And I was like, whoa, cut back? Like, what do you mean? How could you cut back on spending? You are already not spending enough money to hit your goals as a business owner. And as women, we have received a lot of messaging through social media, through movies, television shows that we're not good with money, that we're overspenders, that we need to stay out of Target, Walmart, Amazon, Starbucks, because our husbands need to control us and our spending. And we're not able to shut that off. So we come to work, we come back into our business, and we sit here thinking that we are out of control and we need to be controlled, where in fact, that's actually holding us back as business owners from reaching our goals.
Yeah, that's a really good point. I feel like we should do a poll sometime of like how many of our women listeners are actually like the money managers of their households, because I feel like most of the women I know, actually they're in the finance seat of their household.
Interesting. Okay, we're definitely doing a poll. So every listener here, we're going to have to pause and go to Kickstart Accounting on Instagram and take that poll and let us know. Is it just Instagram targeting me because my phone is sitting here and hearing me talk about this, that they're targeting the reels, or how many people are getting this messaging? Because I think it's also in TV shows and movies that women are bad with money.
I think it just stems back to like history and the fact that, I know at least within like my mom's lifetime, like women couldn't have credit cards or bank accounts. And historically, women didn't have the same opportunities. And so now it's the same messaging. It hasn't changed that much. It's just shifted.
Yeah. So this isn't to go deep on women's rights, or I'm not going to be able to fix the media issue or social media or anything else. But what I hope that we can talk about today is to give listeners as business owners permission to spend money to achieve your goals. I want every single one of you to be able to understand how to spend and what to spend in order to reach your goals as business owners. There is a time as a business owner where you are not spending enough money, and therefore you're not going to be able to hit your goals. And so when our clients say to me, where do I cut back? And my first question is, did you hit your goals this year? Right? Like whatever your revenue target was, whatever your goals, whether they be financial or non-financial, did you hit them? And if the answer is no, then I would look deeper at your spending, because your spending is helping navigate your business where it wants to go. And this is from advertising and marketing, from your payroll, your support staff, like your hiring, your spending is going to shift the business and how you're directing it.
Yeah, absolutely. And this also looks different depending on what stage of your business you're in. But something that I like to think about when we are making decisions on what we're going to prioritize and where we're spending money is to think about it as an investment. So when you're spending money, it's a lot easier to digest mindset wise if you're thinking about it as investing into your business.
Yeah. Thank you for bringing that up. And I encourage everyone to press pause, go to kickstartaccountinginc.com/quiz, and you can take your money mindset personality type. And this is going to help you navigate the rest of this episode. We have found that business owners people land in one of four and maybe two of four different categories of their money personality type. And this is keeper, free spender, balance seeker, or perfectionist. Our perfectionist wants to know where every single cent is going. Like it is exhausting knowing where every penny is coming from and where every penny is going. Our free spenders tend to spend money without actually consulting their finances or their goals or anything else, right? They want it in the moment and they buy it. Our keepers really have a hard time ever spending money. So no amount of money in your checking and savings account is going to give you enough satisfaction or reprieve, knowing that you have enough money, right? Like saving is your priority. It is really difficult for you to invest. It's really difficult for you to spend. It's going to be really difficult for you to hit those big goals that you have as a keeper. And then our balance seekers were somebody who says, all right, as a business owner, I know I can't do everything myself. I need to hire team members. I need to have people who are going to help support me in my goals. I know I need to spend money to be able to grow my business, and I need to find the right way to do that. So knowing what your personality type is going to help you navigate this conversation and which direction of the healthy percentages you fall on.
Yeah. And a lot of you will already know what your type is. You'll just have a feeling, but some of you might be surprised.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to do something that we don't normally do around here. I'm going to share my screen. And so if you are watching this on YouTube, you can actually see what we're talking about. You can also download the handout by going to kickstartaccountinginc.com/healthy to download this Healthy Percentages Worksheet. I want to just walk everybody through how to actually use this. Victoria, can you see my screen?
I can.
Okay. All right. Like I said, never done this before. So we're going to see how this rolls. The Healthy Percentages worksheet is used to compare your profit and loss or your income statement compared to this worksheet. Now, I want to give this a few caveats. Your bookkeeping has to be done. Like if you are DIYing your bookkeeping has to be complete, it has to be accurate, and it has to be reconciled. Do not try to look at this document without having your bookkeeping complete. If you are not able to do that on your own, you're not sure if it's accurate, I encourage you to go to kickstartaccountinginc.com. We are accepting new clients right now. And we use bookkeeping with all of our clients so that then our clients can use this information to better manage their business. Anything I forgot there?
Just that this worksheet is set up with our strategic framework in mind. So based on your chart of accounts, these percentages might not line up, but that's one of the advantages of being a Kickstart client. I'm going to do a little shameless plug. But that's one of the advantages, and one of the things that we offer to our clients are all of these tools so that they can make those business decisions.
Yeah, good point. So you will use your profit and loss statement or income statement to then use this in analysis. Now, I suggest running that report for the last 12 months. Do not look at 1 month. If you did a lot of heavy spending last month, or you have any type of seasonality to your business, it's really going to skew the results. So I want you to go to QuickBooks and run this report for the last 12 months. And then you can compare the activity for the last 12 months compared to these healthy percentages. So let's just talk about advertising. For advertising, the sweet spot is between 8 and 10%. So we consider that healthy range between 8 and 10%. So let's just pause, like percent of what? We use the report that is a percent of revenue, percent of sales. So that means 8 to 10% of your sales is going right back out the door in spending in advertising. So this is the percent of your sales. Does that make sense?
Yes. Yep.
Okay. So healthy is 8 to 10%. The needs attention, or like that yellow area, I'm going to go low first. If you're really lower than 8%, right? So I'm talking like 6 to 8%, we're going into 5%, and you are not hitting your goals. If you did not hit your revenue goals for the last 12 months, and you are spending less than 5% of your revenue on advertising and marketing, I think it's a clear indicator of somewhere where you can take action in your business. Now, there's also needs attention on the other direction. So if you are spending over 10% in advertising and marketing, really 15% or higher being too high, then I want you to ask yourself, does this align with your goals for this year? Depending on the season of your business, you might be spending more on marketing, right? Like I think of our clients who are really in high growth mode. And if you're in high growth mode, you might be really heavily investing in marketing. I always think about our client, Jenna. She been a client for a really long time. And there was a season where she came into the business and she said, I am determined to make this work. Like I am moving from freelancer to business owner. And she spent money on conferences, coaching, masterminds, networking. Like she poured into her business for the first 18 months. And then once she gained momentum and traction, then she was able to change the season of her business. And she later reprioritized profitability so that she could save money to buy her house. And then she later invested really heavily in payroll so that she could actually take some time off to care for her aging mother. And so her seasons of her business continued to change.
Mm-hmm. I think it's also important. I just want to note that when you say look at the last 12 months, we mean a true 12 months. So as you keep an eye on this, you can see how your percentages are changing with the changes that you're implementing. And we're not just looking at like year to date, because depending on what month you're in, that can be a very small picture.
Very good point. When this airs, it'll be the first quarter. So if you're only looking at January and February, it's going to be really skewed results, especially for any of our businesses who are experiencing seasonality during that time. You could treat this like a rolling 12. So if you're listening to this in May or June, just run that as a rolling 12, the last 12 months from whatever time period. And I do recommend doing this like monthly or at a minimum quarterly. So it would always be the 12 months from when you're looking at it.
Yeah.
All right. I think the next big area to talk about is payroll. These are like kind of when I think about levers that we can pull in our business to make dramatic changes, it's advertising and marketing, systems, software, and then payroll. So payroll as a healthy percentage for a service-based business, we're looking at between 35 and 40%. Now, I'm not telling you that if you're spending 45% of your revenue on payroll, that that's wrong or bad, right? This is not black and white, but it is a tool to provide yourself with reflection. So if you're spending 45% or higher on payroll, I really want you to be asking yourself, what is the intention behind that? What season of your business are you in? And is that serving you in your business? Now, I'll use Kickstart as an example. I mean, a majority of our costs are payroll. We are a people first organization. And so we pour our profits into our people, right? Because we want to make sure that we have an amazing career and atmosphere. We want to have a place for accountants, especially women in the accounting field, to be able to be here at Kickstart. And so that is one of our core values. It's one of our mission statements. It's our standard. But that might not be your story. And so your story might be, I need to operate lean and mean, and I need to be able to take home these profits because it's really important for my family to have this money right now. And so you might be operating at a lower percentage. And one other caveat here is that this is payroll after paying you as a business owner. And so if you are not an S Corp and you're taking owner's draws, I don't want you to forget about those owner's draws.
I think payroll is something that can almost be frightening because as your business grows, it can feel like payroll is growing exponentially. However, it does depend on what your priorities are, like you said. But these percentages can also help you to make sure that you're staying in line and budgeting properly throughout the year as you bring on new hires, and to help you know when you really need to hire somebody. That's something that I think a lot of our clients are familiar with when they're wanting to expand their team and be able to really sit in that CEO seat instead of just being a practitioner in their business. So thinking of it as an investment, you're investing in your people so that you're able to get some of that time back.
Yeah, I think of the saying that not all profit is created equal. So if you're running a business that's highly profitable, but you're working night and day, like you have no balance in your life, then that profit isn't treated equally to somebody who is paying themselves, finding balance in their business, because I want each of you to create healthy, sustainable, profitable businesses. And in order to have healthy and sustainable, we need to be able to pay ourselves and our people enough that you can have that work-life balance. As business owners, your time is not free and you should not be working all day, every day, 7 days a week.
Yeah. I think sustainability is a very big word, especially in entrepreneurship, because, it's hustle culture. A lot of times we see business owners that have several businesses or they still work a 9 to 5 and they're running their business. And it's just not always sustainable in the long term.
So as you look at that payroll number and you compare this to your payroll in your business, if you are high or you are low, I want you to ask yourself, what's working right now, right? Like what's actually going well? What's not working right now? Like what didn't work? And then take that opportunity to decide what you want to change. And then kind of benchmark this, right? Like I made this decision on March 31st, so starting in April, I decided to make a change. And from April 1st on, I am implementing these changes. And so you can monitor your financial progress over time. So all of these, if you're falling in the high or the low areas, I'm not telling you it's wrong. I'm not saying shame yourself. I want to give you some opportunity to say, if I didn't hit my goals last year, if I haven't seen my kids all year, or I didn't get to enough family dinners, or I missed my daughter's, I've shared the story about, my daughter's swim meet where I literally missed her her event because I was paying attention to my phone and my work. So are you finding that balance? What's working, what's not working? Not to shame yourself, but just to have an opportunity to make changes.
Yeah, I think that is something that we don't always pay attention to, because you've said it before, like sometimes as a business owner, your business is also your baby, but you have to pay attention to all areas of your life.
Absolutely. All right, let's talk about one more. Let's talk about systems. This would land in your operating expenses. So we recommend that we're spending between 5 and 7% in these operating expense costs. And these are the systems and tools that you are going to be using to operate your business. Now, if you are spending 3% and less in operating expenses, or you aren't using any tools or software to do what you do, I want you to ask yourself why. Hello, keepers. Is there a reason why you are using your time rather than a tool to aid in the processes within your business? We use several different tools within our business, within Kickstart, to help us do what we do. It wouldn't be fair for myself, Victoria, or the rest of the operations team if we were going in and manually doing everything. And I know when we're a solopreneur and we're growing a team, that is really easy to say, I'm just going to trade my time right now. Like, I'm going to do that on my own manually versus finding a system that can do that for me, maybe better, or create a better customer or client experience. So really think about, is it continuing to serve you? Is it time in your business to stop trading your time and actually start using a software or tool that can do what you do and do it better?
Yeah. As an operations manager, looking at systems, if you're spending less than 3% on systems, I can almost guarantee that your business isn't operating efficiently. There are so many technologies out there that, it may take you time. It may take you an investment of your time to find the right one, but almost always you will come out on the other end being so thankful that you did it.
Absolutely. Now you can overspend. So if we are spending 10% and over, did you forget to cancel some of those subscriptions? Because we also see that with our clients. We try to send our clients at least quarterly a list of all the subscriptions that they are paying for, because we don't want, one thing that I see, Victoria, is like the subscriptions that we signed up for 3, but then their business is as well. And so they're growing and adding features. And now all of a sudden, the tool that we like the best actually has all the features of tool 1, 2, and 3. And we started using one tool for all 3, but we forgot to cancel 2 of them.
Yeah. That happens. Or as these businesses grow, their prices increase. So I want to encourage everybody, as they're looking at signing up, especially those larger investments, some softwares, you can usually get a price lock for a contract of a certain amount of time, or you can negotiate a guaranteed like max price hike. That way, you finish out your contract, your price isn't being bumped 25% at the end of it. Those are really easy things to do typically. And most of the time, salespeople love it. They want to make the sale. So they're going to work with you.
Yeah, we're afraid to ask. And I just want to encourage each and every one of you, when you are choosing what vendors to partner with, do yourself a favor and at least ask the question. Okay. For anybody who's not able to see the screen, I just want to walk through the other categories that are on here. I'm not going to go in depth on every single one of them, but some of the other areas are outside services. Now, as your business grows, remember, you are going to have outside services. As a business owner, you should not be the one putting together your contracts. You need an attorney. You should not be the one doing your bookkeeping. I don't care how good you think you are. Our biggest cleanups and catch-ups are for the people who are doing their own bookkeeping. This area is a space to say, as a balance seeker, right? Because we're striving to be a money personality type of a balance seeker, to be able to say, I, as a business owner, even if you're an accidental entrepreneur, I should not be the one doing everything. I need to have experts in my business. I need to have people who can take things off of my plate. So our attorneys, our accountants, our bookkeepers, operations, OBMs, these are the people that we need in our business in order to help us grow.
Yeah, I will never forget one time I was meeting with a client, and we had kind of had one of those situations where there was a lot of cleanup, and she was like visibly upset. And I asked her what was wrong, and she just said that she thought she was doing a good job. And so I know it's hard, and a lot of times we can be overly confident, but you are an expert in your field and in your business. So let somebody else be the expert for everything else.
Yeah, there's so many things, so many industries that, lately I've been saying, could you imagine if I thought I knew what I was doing in marketing? Or could you imagine if I thought I knew what I was doing in X, Y, Z? I don't. Bookkeeping is a specialty. Accounting is a specialty. Even operations, it is a specialty. We as visionaries can't be everything for our business. The other categories are training. So training, memberships, consultants. We, again, don't know everything as business owners. You should have some dollars every single year towards training. What skill set do you need to develop as a business owner? What skill sets does your team need to develop to help the business operate better? So there should be dollars every single year towards training, memberships, coaches, and consulting.
Yeah, absolutely. And I want to encourage you all as business owners to also look out for grants. There are a lot of grants. A lot of times they're state run, so look in your particular area. But you can get a lot of grants for training, especially if it's technical training.
Yeah. Side note, Ohio, any of our Ohio clients, there is a grant in the state of Ohio. Shoot us over a DM on Instagram and we'll send you the information. All right. The last two categories are facility costs and co-working, and then travel and meals. So if you do not have a facility, if you are not renting a space and you are not working in a co-working station, just remember that as an S Corp, you can take the home office deduction as an accountable plan. You can go back to our tax series and listen to all the information about how to take that home office deduction as an S Corp. So those facility costs would be considered part of your accountable plan or a co-working space. I think post-pandemic, we saw more people than ever getting out of their houses and out into co-working spaces. And again, for all of our keepers, you are allowed to spend money on a co-working space. If you want to get out of your house, go get out of your house.
Yeah. And a lot of times co-working spaces are a lot easier to work in than a Starbucks or your local coffee shop. I know I cannot work at a coffee shop.
Okay. But I love a coffee shop. So it all depends on I don't want a quiet co-working space because I am way too loud. I am obnoxious the amount I talk in one given day. My my daughter has been doing virtual school, and she's like, Ma, I just can't listen to you upstairs anymore. Like, I can't hear what you're saying, but I can hear you talking all day long.
See, I get embarrassed talking in front of people. So I want to like go in an office and shut the door.
Yeah. Yeah. So I love a Panera or Starbucks or a good local coffee shop. But this is just your reminder that you can do that. All right. So I always want to leave you guys with a framework. So how do you implement this? So the first step is I want you to assess your business. I want you to ask yourself these 3 questions. What season of your business are you in right now? Like over the next year, what is the season of your business? What do you want your business to do for you? Right? Are you in a season where you need your business to generate profits so that you can support your family? Are you caring for aging parents? Are you investing in building the business? Like, what do you need your business to do for you? And then, did you set a budget for financial goals for your business? And this doesn't have to be an elaborate budget. You can go back to the beginning of the year and download our financial goal setting worksheet, but I want you to be very clear. What is the revenue? How much are you paying yourself? And what is going to be your profit for this year? So that's your first step, is business assessment. Anything I missed there?
I don't think so. I think you hit them all.
Okay. Step 2 in this framework is to ensure that your bookkeeping is accurate. If you are one of our clients, if you are a Kickstart Accounting Inc. client, here's your reminder right now. I want you to press pause and go check your email and respond to our emails. Please respond to our email. If we are asking you for statements, if we are asking you for questions or information, it is because we want your financials to be accurate. It is literally our core value is to give you accurate financial statements. And there are times where we need your input as the business owner in order for us to ensure that your financial statements are accurate. So please respond to our emails. If you are doing your own DIY bookkeeping, then this is your reminder to go update QuickBooks, and do not use those reports unless you have reconciled your QuickBooks and that you know for 100% that your equity, your balance sheet, and your profit and loss are all equally accurate. Your profit and loss cannot be correct if your balance sheet is not accurate. If you don't know what I'm talking about, then it's time to go to kickstartaccountinginc.com and book a call. You should not be doing your own bookkeeping. All right. Next, I want you to put this in your calendar. So how often are you going to do this? I suggest monthly, but at a minimum quarterly. So we should be, as business owners, reviewing this information on a regular basis. There's no movie star moments. Like, you are not going to listen to this podcast, look at your financial statements one time and it's not going to happen. This is just like going to the gym, just like eating a salad, just like drinking a smoothie. I go to the gym every day. Like, we have to put in our dues. And as a business owner, you have a responsibility to know your numbers, not today, but every single month. Every single year. It's not a process that stops. You have to tune in. You have to be doing this work. Okay. The last step in this framework is to do the work, right? No matter what we do as your bookkeeper, when we send it to you, if you don't look at it and ask questions, you won't be able to make any real changes as a business owner. And this is a really hard truth. We care so deeply for our clients, and we want so badly to help every single one of our clients. But the information that we send you, you are the individual who really needs to look at it and to be able to make the changes. So if you're avoiding this topic, I want to suggest our course, Money Mindset Mastery. This isn't easy. Like, money, I had no idea 9 years ago when I started the business how hard money was. This is hard work, and like, it doesn't come easy for most of us. And so if you need help understanding your money mindset, we're here to help you. You can check out Money Mindset Mastery. Anything you want to add to that?
Just that, you can't fix a problem that you don't know is there. So if you're avoiding it at all costs, it's not going to get better.
It's not going to get better. Yes, absolutely. And then don't forget to ask yourself the questions. Like, what's working, what's not working, and what needs to be changed. So as you're going through these healthy percentages, ask yourself the questions. Just shaming yourself like, oh my God, I knew they were going to tell me I wasn't spending enough. I knew they were going to tell me that I'm overspending. I'm never going to get this right. Why even bother? Like, please, like, that's not what we're saying. This isn't a shame. This isn't you're not doing enough or you're doing too much. This is an exercise to help you be able to ask yourself those coaching questions and then make the changes as a business owner. Again, we're all in on this marathon together. So treat it like a marathon. Like, you're not in a sprint. It didn't end. The quarter just gives you another opportunity to reset, restart, and make some new changes.
Yeah, absolutely. And just a little reminder to those perfectionists out there that this is a guide. If you're not in the perfect category in every single one, that's okay, because every business is unique. There may be areas that you're investing in more right now, or if you depending on where your priorities are, you might not be in the healthy range for everything. And that's okay, but you need to know where you're at.
I mean, yeah, there's really no perfect formula. We actually kind of struggled putting this together and like what the numbers had to add up to, because if depending on the season that your business is in and what you need your business to do for you, it's going to change what percentages. So you might be healthy in some areas and not in other areas. Kickstart doesn't land in the healthy areas for every single one of these categories. It doesn't align with the season of business that we're in. It doesn't align with our values that we have today. But this is a perfect guide to give you attention and to be able to ask those coaching questions. All right. This was a big episode. There's a lot here. I want you to pin this one so that you can come back to it. Like I said, do this monthly or quarterly. We'll tag all of this in the show notes. So if you're out taking a walk, I listen to my podcast while I'm walking. So we'll make sure everything is linked for you so that you have all of this to come back to. If you need help, we are here to be a resource for you. We wake up super excited to come into this business every day. We are stoked to be able to be your partner. We want to help you. We want to book, if you're a client, book the call. We want to have a call with you. If you're a business owner and you need help, guess what? You're not alone. Book the call. Our team is here to be a resource. So go to kickstartaccountinginc.com. We're here for you. If you need any other support, you have questions, some of the poll comments, go to Instagram at Kickstart Accounting, and we'll keep this conversation going.